Greetings, the New York Thrifter here, and I'm doing something a little bit different today. I stopped by the TJ Maxx yellow tag sale, and this has been talked a lot about on Instagram, and people doing hauls and showing off the designer goods that they got at a fraction of the price. So I went down to several of my TJ Maxx's along with some Marshalls. They're the same company, and so they have the same deals. Although Marshalls, at least in my experience, doesn't necessarily have the high-end goods that TJ Maxx does. Now, I live in New York City, and so I do have the TJ Maxx runway stores. Runway meaning they have the higher-end designer brands, and I will definitely let you know which ones are those. And then I also got some kind of usual suspects that anybody would be able to find at their local TJ Maxx. So I've got a little bit of everything in here, and as I go through it, you're gonna see I made a lot of mistakes, hence the name of this video. So I wanted to just start out by saying I spent a total of $556 at different places, and I am not keeping everything. And so as we go through, I'll let you know what I'm keeping and what I'm not, and my reasons why. So we're going to start out with Rag & Bone. Now this was a runway find, and it has the purple label as well as this little, removal device or security device. So if you remove this, you will not be able to return the skirt. Now, obviously I have not removed this yet, and the reason for that is I am going to be returning this skirt. I saw the Rag & Bone. I knew, just how expensive this brand can be. When you look at the tag, it is called the Nightshade Marie skirt. Now, it doesn't have a price, an original price on it, but this originally was a couple $100s, and I purchased it for $34. Now, what I did is I ran some of the numbers, and in running the numbers, I found out that I could probably get maybe around $80 on eBay for this skirt. And if I purchased it for $34, and I can get about $80, when you subtract all of the fees, it's probably around $65 in sale that I could get. When you minus the $34 price, I would probably make $35 off of this. Now, $35 is an excellent profit. However, one thing that you need to think about is, number one, that's only doubling my money, which is not, in the resale business, that's not necessarily what we want to do. Usually we want to go at least 3 times, if not more, on our profits. And so it definitely does not fit that criteria. Something else that you need to think about is there's risk involved. It has, right now, it is tagged, it is new with tags. However, if somebody purchased this on eBay and I sent it to them, they could send it back for a return. And even if I don't say I allow returns, they could still send it back saying item is not described, and eBay probably would side with them. They could have taken off the tag, worn it, and then returned it to me. And so now, without the tag, it is worth about what I paid for it, which is $34. And so I would be losing money on shipping. I would be losing the time it would take me to list it. So the risk involved for a $34 profit, to me, for this particular piece, is just not worth it. So I am going to be returning this. Okay, next up I have identical dresses. These are from Kate Spade, one of my favorite brands, and these are black dresses, and they're more suited to spring because they do have they are sleeveless, and they are black dresses that go about down to the user's or the wearer's knee. And these are the open cable sweater dress, originally for around $300, sold for $300. Now, I purchased these both at $20 a piece. So I ran some numbers. I probably can get around $80 on eBay for both of these pieces. And here's the other one. That's the $20 price tag. And they are both medium. And so that's really good. That means I can list once on eBay and just say that I have a quantity of 2. So I can sell these for about $80 minus the fees. That's about $48. Minus the fees and the original purchase price, that's about $48 in profit. And if I multiply that by 2, we're looking at around $96 for both of these in profit. And for me, this would be worth the risk for a $40 outlay. I think that's going to be worth the risk for me. So I do think that I'm going to be keeping these, and I will be listing these on eBay. I've got another Kate Spade piece here, Kate Spade New York. Here is the brand. I got this for $15. It is new with tags, originally sold for $328. It is a size large. It is a sequence sweater with a bow on the back. I looked up, oh, and this is a runway collection. You know that because it has the purple tag as well as the do not remove tag here. So I looked this up online, and it looks like I can sell this for probably around $70 on eBay. If I subtract fees and I also subtract my original purchase price, that would be about, a little over $44 in profit. So now what I did for this one is I also looked it up on The Real Real, which is an online selling platform where you send in your designer goods to therealreal.com, and they look at them, they look them over, they price them, they photograph them, they put them on up for sale, and you make about 55% of whatever the sale price is, and that differs depending on how much you sell and what the brand, etc. So a sweater like this, new with tags, on The Real Real goes for about $75. So if I got about 55%, that would be about $41. And so if I sent this in, if I subtract the $15 original and got $41, that means I would make about a $26 profit on this. Now, if I wanted to do that, obviously it's minimal time. I would tell The Real Real I was sending it in. I would put it in a shipping poly bag, and I would send it into the company, and then theoretically I would get that money deposited into my account when it's sold. And so what I'm going to do with this is, even though I could probably make more profit on eBay, I want to see how The Real Real works. I've heard about it, but I've yet to do it myself. So I am going to be sending this in, and I will be updating you on exactly the process and whether I was happy or not with the sale. Okay, these next 2 pieces are also Kate Spade, but rather than being Kate Spade New York, they're Kate Spade Saturday pieces, and you can see that here. And this is her non-designer brand, I guess, or lower level brand is the Kate Spade Saturday. And I spent on this shirt, it is a sleeveless silk button-up shirt. I spent $8 on it. It was originally $70, and I thought this was going to be a really good deal. I mean, Kate Spade for $8, that's amazing. However, there's a few things that I noticed after I got it home that I wasn't too happy about. The first of all, this had a sensor on it, so you wouldn't be able to steal it from the store, and they put it right through the collar. I'm not sure if you can see that hole here, but there is a hole on this. Oops, sorry about my chipped nail polish. There is a hole in it, and so I would definitely have to disclose this. So even though this is new with tags, it has a defect on it. Now, the Kate Spade Saturday doesn't sell as well, obviously, as her higher end brand. So I could probably get maybe $20 for this online, and if I subtract fees and I subtract my original purchase price, that looks to be about a $9 profit, which is not worth it to me. So I am going to be taking this back. Same thing with this Kate Spade. I purchased it for $10. They call it a crossover shirt. And as you can see, the reason why they do that, it's long sleeve and it has fabric that crosses over the bust area. And so I ran the numbers on this, and it looks like I could probably get around $30 for this online. When I subtract fees and I subtract the $10 purchase price, that leaves me with $15.50. However, I don't know. I just don't think that it's necessarily worth it. Again, if they would take off the tag and return it, suddenly I'm left with no profit at all. So I find white to be a little bit difficult to photograph and make it look really good in photos. So I am going to be returning this. Next up is a brand that I think everyone is familiar with, and that is Diane von Furstenberg. This is a size 2 striped wrap dress. Here are the tags, and if you look inside, originally this was $368. And so let me show you. It's a little hard because I'm so close up, but it does have long sleeves, goes about to the wearer's knee, and then has that beautiful wrap. And this was a runway, because you know that because it has this tag on it. And I purchased this for $49. Now this one I really had to think about, because a $50 price tag for this, I really wanted to know how much I would be able to get for it. That there was a big variation between new with tags wrap dresses from Diane. It ranges from about $80 to about $125. So this is a little bit of a gamble. If I were to sell it for $80 on the lower end, and with fees and original purchase price, we're looking at about a $20 return. However, if I went a little bit more in the middle and I said, okay, I can get $110 for it, it looks like my profit after fees and everything would be around $44. And so I'm going to try this one out. I'm going to take a little bit of a gamble on it. I will list it high. I'll probably list it for the $125, but I will put best offer on it and see what people offer me. And for, just to see how much I would be able to get at the Real. What I did is I looked on their website, and I found out that a new with tags Diane dress was selling for about $85. If I took 55% of that and I minus, that would be around $46, $47 I would get. Now for a purchase price of $49, I would actually be paying the real money to sell my dress. And so obviously that is not something that I want to do. So I will be selling this myself, and I will be selling it on eBay, and I will let you know whether or not I'll be able to make the big bucks from it. Another runway piece. This is an M. Missoni, and this company is known for these bright, or not bright, but it's actually kind of muted chevron patterns, and they are a very expensive brand. This dress in particular probably sold for TJ Maxx said $350, but after looking online, this particular dress new probably sold around $500. I purchased it for $59. Now, I jumped at the chance to purchase it at $59. I did a little bit of math, and if I was able to sell this online new with tags, I could probably get about $150 for it. Minus fees and the original price would be around $68. So that's why I was so excited about this, that I thought that was a really good deal. However, after getting it home and looking it over, which I always recommend that you do, especially with the new with tags, because they have to be pristine to sell new with tags. I noticed here on the arm that there was some pulling on one of the seams. This is not pristine. That is considered a defect that I would have to disclose while selling. So yes, it is new with tags, but it does have a defect. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be returning this. I could probably sell this for maybe $90 online with the defect. And if I would do that, my profit afterwards would be around $17 or $18, which is definitely not worth it, especially because I would imagine, somebody that didn't necessarily read about the defect would want to return it, and I could see it being a great big mess. And so I'm just going to return this one for the original purchase price. I really, really like the brand Vince. I think that it is an amazing brand. It goes for way too much money. in my opinion, new $445 for this sweater. It is cotton and it is an open cardigan. And obviously I did not pay that much for it. I have the tag here. It did fall off. I paid $25 for this. I looked it up online and I found out that this particular piece sells for around $80 minus the fees and everything else. That means if I sell this on eBay, I'm looking at a potential profit of a little over $40. So this is one that I am going to be keeping, or I should say I am going to be selling online. And sticking with Vince, I have 3 more pieces. 2 of them are t-shirts and one of them is another sweater. I'll do the sweater first. This is a Vince medium open cardigan, or actually not open cardigan, I'm sorry, it does have buttons on it. And it is cashmere, originally sold for $395. I paid up for this one. I paid $44 for it. I looked this up online and the going rate for one of these pieces is around $140, which means after fees and everything else, I can hopefully be looking at a $75 profit. Now with cashmere, you have to be very, very careful that there's no pulls or tears or holes. So I am going to be looking this over one more time before I list it to make sure it is in pristine condition before I take off the TJ Maxx tag to see if I want to return it. But I'm really excited about this piece. This is probably my favorite piece that I picked up the whole yellow tag sale. The 2 other pieces of Vince that I have are both t-shirts. This one is, oh, here, let me flip that over. This one is a small, short sleeve black t-shirt, and I purchased it for $12, originally $145. Now, I ran the numbers on this one, and I found that it has a selling price of around $30 online, which means after fees and purchase price, I would only make around $13.50 for this one. So I do believe that I'm returning it. I don't think the risk is necessarily worth it on this one, so I am going to be returning that. And this is another tee. I paid $15 for it. It is a size large, cotton, long sleeve, black tee. And for this particular one, it looks like it's selling for around $40 online. Oh, sorry. Originally $110. And that means after fees and everything, I'd be making around $19. And I'm really on the fence on this one. I think I am going to keep it, but kind of reluctantly. I'm a little nervous because, you know, there's just a lot of things that could go wrong for that $19. But I do think I am going to be keeping it. I hit up James' purse and I hit him hard. Let me show you what I got from his collection. First off, this is the new with tags, what it looks like. And then this would be standard James purse tag here. Now, I purchased, if you can see this, 4 dresses. These are cowl neck cotton blend dresses, and they fit very close to the wearer's body. I got 2 green ones and 2 black ones. Each one of these pieces I purchased for $25. And I was happy to do so. And the reason for that is after looking it up online, these sell pretty consistently for about $100. $100, excuse me. And so original purchase price for these would be $225, selling for $100 after fees and purchase price. It looks like I will be making hopefully around $50 to $60 per dress, which would be really, really great. I mean, talk about a terrific return. And if I'm able to do that on these 4 pieces, we're you know, looking between, you know, $200 and $240, makes me very happy. My only concern is that it might take a while to get those profits back out again. Something else that I noticed specifically with this piece is it did fall on the floor. So it did get some dust on it. And so what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to dust it off. I'm not going to steam this because steam obviously would turn this into dirt. So I am going to be using my roller linter and using my lint roller, there you go, and working very diligently to make sure that this is in pristine, new condition before I list it. And if I'm unable to clean this to my satisfaction, then I will be taking it back. So those are my 4 James Purse dresses. I also picked up a James Purse sweater, and this one, half of the tag is cut off. So I don't know how much this originally cost. However, it cost me $25 purchasing it with a yellow tag. It is an open cardigan, and this is my size. And I tried it on, and it was just a little bit too oversized for me. I didn't feel like I looked really good in it, but I was planning on keeping it. However, I am going to be selling it, and it looks like for a $25 investment, I'll be able to sell it online for hopefully around $100, which is a $60 profit after all of my fees and everything. This last James purse is $15. It is a black tank with some lace on the sides, and it is again my size. And I looked online to see what the sale would be for just this plain lace tee, and it looks like I could probably get about $35, which means after fees I'm looking at almost $15. However, I've tried it on, and I've decided that I really like the way I look in it, so I'm going to be keeping this one. So this is me treat. And the last designer piece that I picked up, and it has the purple tag and the sensor on it. So the last runway piece is Alice and Olivia. Here's the Alice and Olivia tag, and this is a bright pink peplum style top, and it's made out of silk. It's an extra small. And when you look at this, Alice and Olivia for $15. I was really, really excited to see that. Originally, this went for $200 and what is that? $53, $63? No, $53. And so I was like, yes, this is an absolute must. I have to get it. I ran some numbers, and it looks like these sell for about $50 online, which means I would be making a profit of over $27. However, when I was inspecting it very closely, I found there were some stains or some marks on it. Let me see if I can find them again for you so you can see this. And they were very difficult to find. It was only after I looked under my studio lighting that I was able to see them. And I'm actually, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find them for you now. But needless to say, because I found the marks on them, this is going to be going back, which just once again, reiterates my comment of check everything really, really well, because even though it's new with tags, a lot of times you will find defects. Okay, so that was my last designer piece. However, I also looked in the other sections to see if I could find anything else that was on a really good sale for the yellow tag. And so I will show you what I got. First off, this is a Lucky Brand open cardigan. So here is Lucky Brand size L. It has the tag on it for $129. It is new with tags. I purchased it for $15. And the time for selling sweaters has almost come to an end, so I'm going to have to list this one up really quickly. I see that it's selling for about $40 online with a $15 purchase price. That means I'm looking at probably around $20 in profit. So I really like that. I will be posting that up. I have 2 pieces of Free People. I was actually kind of surprised to find Free People at TJ Maxx, but sure enough, there it was. And so this piece I purchased for $10, and this is a tunic top. It's very much oversized and it has an open back. Purchased it for $10. Originally was selling at $78. Online, it looks like this goes for about $40, which means I will make hopefully around $24 in profit. The second Free People is actually a We the Free. You can see that metal tag. I purchased this for $15. Brand new, it was $68. And even though this one is $68, the other one actually originally sold for more, this is a particular style that is doing really, really well online right now. This is a thermal shirt with kind of an Aztec design cuff, and these cuffs are very, very popular. So it looks like this piece is probably going for around $50 online, believe it or not. And so hopefully I'm looking at a little over $27 in profit. But when I list it, I definitely will take best offer, so that, you know, $27 could turn into 20 or even 15, which I would still be very happy with. Speaking of brands you wouldn't necessarily expect to find at TJ Maxx, this is a HD in Paris, which is an anthropology brand. And here is the tag for it. I purchased this for $8. It is a really cute kind of cropped top. Great for summer, so this might not be a really fast seller. Looking it up, it looks like about $25 is the sell price for new with tax, which means I'm going to be making hopefully over $13 on this one when I sell it on eBay. This next dress is probably the biggest win profit-wise that I found while shopping. And it surprised me because this is not a designer brand. This is Tarte. And I purchased it for $7. And this is a maxi dress, perfect for the summer. It's got a design here up on top in polyester and kind of a cotton gray bottom. And if I try looking up Tarte on eBay, and obviously I got all sorts of different non-dress answers. However, I found the new with tag and it's Tarte Collections. And once I typed that in, I was able to find some comps for this one. So again, I paid $7 for it. Price for maxi dresses on eBay range from $35 to $99. And so I'm going to be listing this one high. I'm going to be listing it at $99 with best offer. I mean, you never know. Maybe somebody out there can't live without their Tarte Collections maxi dress in turquoise and gray. If I was able to sell it on the high end, I would make over a $70 profit. But even if I sold it on the lower end of around $35, I'm still looking at around $22. And so again, I would say minimal purchase price for maximum profits on this one. So even though, the Vince and the Diane von Furstenberg were, much more fun to shop for, this is where the money's going to be at. With this next piece, I think there was a mistake when they tagged this. And the reason I say this is actually a designer brand. It is a Cecilia de Boucourt. I'm not sure if that's exactly how you pronounce it, but it is handcrafted. This is a tunic top that has an asymmetrical hem, and it's got absolute beautiful beading work on it. And the reason I think that this was mislabeled or mismarked is this is a designer piece, but I think the original tag fell off, and so they put this this tag on it and marked it $29.99 when I think it should have been a lot more than that. So when the markdown happened, this isn't yellow tag, it's a red tag, but it was for $10. And I looked, it just felt like quality. So when I looked this up online, the Cecilia brand does really, really well. And so we're talking probably I could get $40 for this. Now, she did some collaborations with Anthropology, and if you find a piece from this designer with Anthropology, the prices go up quite significantly. However, I did look at the tag at the RN number. This is not for Anthropology, so I can't mark it in that way, but that's okay with me because people know her name from Anthropology. I hope they will be looking her up, and if they do, and I'm able to get a $40 purchase price, I'll be making over $20 on this piece. These next 3 pieces are t-shirts, and I normally shy away from t-shirts. However, I make an exception with Life is Good. And you probably recognize this. They have, some graphics on the front saying life is good. It's all about, living a fun, fulfilling, natural life. And these were marked down to $8. And so I got 1 pink one and I got 2 cream colored ones, and the cream colored ones have some hiking boots on them. Not all who wander are lost. And they were all $8. The reason I originally gravitated towards these were whenever I put these up in my store, they usually sell within, probably 3 to 4 days, which is a great turnaround time. And for used, I can pretty consistently make about $12 to $14 on them. So I thought, with new with tags, if you look at the original price point of, $24, I'll hopefully be able to put them up for maybe over $20. But as it turns out, new with tags cost about, or are purchased for about $18, $17.99. And that's free shipping on eBay. And so I've decided each one of these would net me less than $5 online. And even though it would be a quick $5, I am going to be taking these back because I feel like I have other pieces that I could be making more money with. And so I thought I was doing really well on this, only to find it was just a little bit too low on profits for that. Okay. I went through the exercise section for the yellow tag, and I found these Onzy. And I had just heard about Onzy from Hazel Hearts Vintage. Kayla just found these at a thrift store. And so, these type of leggings. And so when I saw that they were $10, I thought, why not? I looked these up, and these exact leggings in this exact design just sold on eBay for around $30. And so I'm going to be listing these, and after fees and purchase price, hopefully I'm going to be making around $15, a little over $15 on these, which makes me very excited. And the last piece that I got, I did not get on sale. These were regular price. These are a Kate Spade 3-pack of socks, and they have hearts on them, so I thought it would be perfect for Valentine's Day. And these have a sale price of $7.99. So what I did is I looked online and I found Kate Spade new and packaged socks on eBay. A 1 or 2-pack can go upwards of $20. So I thought if I have a 3-pack, plus I can call it Valentine's Day, hopefully I could go even as high as maybe $29.99 to see if I could get that back. However, after I did that, it looked good. I did that in the store. I came home and I was doing a little more research, getting ready to list these, and I found, I think somebody else had the same exact idea as me, because right now these socks are listed for $19.99, and they do have some sales on them. And so whoever is selling those kind of set the price point as $19.99. And so I just don't think that that's a big enough return for an $8 investment. So I am going to be returning these for my money back. Okay, so it's time to wrap up on my final thoughts on the TJ Maxx yellow tag sale. Here is my pile of goodies that I'm going to be selling. And I wrote down some really quick and dirty numbers here. Sorry, my horrible handwriting. But I spent in total $556 I'm returning $154 worth of goods, and I'm keeping a $15 shirt, which means the cost of my goods that I'm going to be selling online is $387. Now, for that $387, my projected profits are around $750. Now, that is after cost of goods sold and after all of my eBay and PayPal fees and everything else. So that is money theoretically in the bank, although as you know, there are returns, there are best offers where I might be sitting on a piece for a while, so I might be lowering the price. And so this is projected. That's not necessarily how much I'm going to make in the final tally. So really what you have to do is you have to look at this and you have to decide, is spending $387 worth making $750 or a projected profit of $750? Now, all of these items need to be photographed, they need to be listed, they need to be shipped. So just purchasing them is not the final step. That's the easy part. The hard part is actually getting them up online and getting that sale. And so for me, after looking at what I did and how much time this is going to take me and how much risk is involved, I have decided that I probably won't be doing the yellow tag sale again. At least I won't be doing it on the likes of $387. There's a very good chance that I'll be, looking into when they're having sales, but not to this level. So my final thoughts on the yellow tag sale are, there are some really good pieces. You definitely can make profits with it. However, I think I'm enjoying thrifting more than the yellow tag, than the retail arbitrage. I would love to know your thoughts on it. If you did participate in the yellow tag sale, please leave me comments below on what you got. I'd love to hear if you're reselling or if you went in to buy yourself items. And please subscribe, because I'm going to be going back through all of these items in the next few months to tell you what they actually sold for and what my actual profit is. So if you want to be updated and get more haul videos, subscribe. And if you learned anything from this, please click that like button. I'd really appreciate it. You can find me on Instagram at New York Thrifter, and I hope to see you soon. Thanks so much.